Bonjour, sketchy people! Welcome back to my channel. Jack here, and in today's video, you probably guessed it, gonna recap our vacation to Paris, France. My wife celebrated another trip around the sun, and what better way to do so than in this city of lights? You will see the art, the food, the people, and the sketches of the people that I did over in Paris. But before we get to that, special announcement, Sketchy People Year 8. The new book is coming out later this month, so stay tuned for book release details soon to come. And without further ado, let's get sketchy. And we're off. Thank you for flying Sketchy People Air. The captain has turned on the comment, like, share, and subscribe signs, so make sure you engage and follow those prompts accordingly. Flying out of PDX is one of my favorite airports to depart or return to because it's so easy. It's such a smaller airport, easy to navigate, and it's nice when it's early in the morning to have a home field advantage, if you will. And we took a quick flight up to Seattle and got to see the Puget Sound on a glorious sunny day. And pretty much right when we touched down, Seattle got sketchy. This was a good one. This is a good scene to kind of start the Sketchy People, but this one right here. When she started talking on the phone, she got so loud and I barely held it together. It was hilarious. And on our way to Paris, departing out of Seattle just after noon, and whoosh, here we go. And the view of Mount Rainier was pretty awesome. I think Mount Rainier peeks through here real quick. And the blue of the Rocky Mountains, this was just a sight. It was so great. We flew up over Canada and over Greenland. Here we are at sunrise, coming over Europe. The final countdown. And yeah, here we are, bienvenue. Here we are in Paris. And it was a nice, gray, dreary day. The weather was exactly like it was in Portland, which was easy to acclimate to. And touchdown, the crowd goes wild. Yeah, day two. Yeah, day one and day two totally ran together because we flew through the night. But we are on our way to Montmartre neighborhood and our hotel, Hotel Monsieur Aristide, right about there, which is close to Moulin Rouge. And I will butcher any French pronunciations. Apologies ahead of time. Our view from our hotel was really awesome. Nice, quiet little street. And we got out and walked around, and our first sight was a lonely baguette on a bench. Got some coffee, fresh squeezed OJ, and we saw this gentleman right here, really cool hair. Established in 1804, it's Paris's largest cemetery of 110 acres, and we stopped by to pay our respects. And this overheard right here, there is a statue in the cemetery exactly how he describes. Paid their respects to Stefan Grappelli. Here he is on the left, and more about the gentleman on the right in just a bit. A great day at the cemetery. Originally opened in 1889, the Moulin Rouge was a real treat to have so close to our hotel. Seeing it lit up every night was just really magnificent. Didn't catch a show this time. We'll definitely get it next time. The Arc de Triomphe opened in 1836 It was built for those who fought and died for France in the French Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars. It truly is an amazing work of art. But today was extra special because it was my darling wife's birthday. And we got to shop the Champs-Elysees. Happy birthday! What I love about the Champs-Elysees is the originality in advertising. I mean, look at this Louis Vuitton case. It is a building. Their 3D art on this street was off the hook. M-I-C, see? Gonna get sketchy. K-E-Y. Why is he following me? M-O-U-S-E. And we stopped off at a cafe. The coffee, the desserts, they are so good. I mean, do I need to say how good they are? This is Paris. And this sign right here, I swear, this was written for me. 100% this is for me. And this gentleman right here, really cool. Original idea. He gave me a captain's salute. I gave him a fist bump, some euros. Aye aye, Captain. Now, this might look like an outtake from Aliens, but it's not. It's a really, really tasty morsel. I had my doubts, but it was escargot. It's good. And we walked a lot. We had a lot of really good food that we had to walk off, so it was nice to get some steps in along the Seine and, hey, do a little post up for my friends back home. I love taking stickers with me and doing a little shout out, little art share for everybody back home. So here you go. And I saw this gentleman here there was so much singing on bikes in Paris. It was really, really heartwarming and I loved it. You know, I'm a bird guy, and I love me some bread, and thank God because Paris, they do bread right. This breakfast spread was so delicious. And we swung by this bookstore over here, but totally by accident. And that's what I love about Paris is there's so many little nooks and crannies that you can just get lost and just discover new things in. And this bookshop was one of them. And even saw a little bit of old school Sketchy People right here. And for dinner tonight, a little bit of fondue. So good. And after that, we took a walk through the Montmartre neighborhood and on our way up to Sacred Heart. These locks used to be all along the Seine, but they moved them up here to this hill, and the view is just dynamite of the city. And in front of Sacred Heart, there was a lot of red. And on closer inspection, it was a photo shoot. I mean, Paris, fashion, I mean, it's close to midnight. What I love about Sketchy People is that you can have the best dressed qualify as the next sketch. What a sight. Another glorious breakfast. So good. Fresh squeezed orange juice every day. It was so tasty. And tell me the name of this band. Comment down below. What is the name of this band? And then we walked on up to Montmartre Cemetery, and there's cats that live in this cemetery, and we saw so many of them. Look at this gato. Another cat. Excuse me, not gato. Sha. And we tried to feed the cats some camembert cheese. You know, a little offering for the cats. But no meow, no thank you. I've never seen so many cats in a cemetery, and I've also never seen a jester on a grave site. This is famous dancer Vaslav Nijinsky. Earlier at the Père Lachaise Cemetery, I showed a photo of Stefan Grappelli standing next to a guitar player. That guitar player was Django Reinhardt, and I'm standing in front of his cafe that he often played at. Even though the cafe was closed today, it was still really fun to see where Django would often play his revolutionary jazz style. French onion soup. French onion soup. It is so good. Comics in France, I mean, c'est magnifique. They do it so well. And this shop, Apum Bapum, was a real treat. You know a comic shop does it right when time disappears and you get lost. I just loved all of the organized chaos. There's a real cozy vibe to a stack of books. It also kind of reminded me of that scene out of Ghostbusters. But I loved it. I just loved all of this mess that was organized, that was clutter, that was clean. It was just a real fun way to explore. And I picked up a little R. Crumb in French. That'll be good for the collection. And the stairs, they had a basement. And it was just so great. I mean, this shop, Apum Bapum, just kept going. It was just catacombs. And look at this building. I couldn't even imagine how long this building has been here. The bricks down here, I mean, I'm speechless. I am without speech. Goonies, never say die. And the staff were so helpful, they even supported the Sketchy People. Keep Portland sketchy, keep Apum Bapum sketchy, keep Paris sketchy. Merci beaucoup.
Attention, des pickpockets peuvent être présents à bord.
Beware of pickpockets.
Achtung vor Taschendieben.
building we're looking at right here was taken over by artists in the 90s for independent art shows and galleries, and I did an art drop for it. And what I love about this city is that the artists kind of took this over, and then the city recognized it, and in 2006 made it an actual institution. Paris, man, they just get the art. Dogs, gotta love the dogs. Dogs and hats. Opened in 1793, nearly 9 million visitors a year with 35,000 pieces on display, the Louvre is an art mecca. Travel tip, book your tickets in advance. Do not show up the day of without a ticket. You'll thank me when you're inside in a timely manner. And if you can, get up to Angelina's and have a really good lunch inside the museum. It was definitely worth it. The hardest thing was deciding on what dessert I wanted. Yeah. There's so much great stuff at the Louvre. I mean, I can get lost in here. Did get lost in here. And what was really interesting was when I came around the corner and saw this wall right here, I thought it was another piece of ancient art. But actually, it's just people writing their names on the wall. And what was really interesting is that I was just looking at some Egyptian artwork from thousands of years ago where people wrote in stone. And here we are today, where people are writing in stone. As far as we go, we'll always be doing something like this. Hey, Anthony. And as we were walking to dinner, this just kind of happened in front of us. This is about the second or third take of this video that he shot that we watched. And it was just kind of mesmerizing to see this amount of energy in the rain. A lot of fun with the choreography, the fashion, and I was just so surprised, just kind of taken aback. And I knew when this was happening that I would be sketching this when I get home. And the hardest thing about a moment like this is, I have to draw 6 people here, and I also have to figure out which still I want to use from this video as my reference, because there's just so much going on. There's no way I could have remembered all the outfits and a certain pose that I wanted to get. And here's what I got. All aboard! And here's Victoria Station. This restaurant is themed in a train car, and it is perfect. It was so amazing. The pizza here was so tasty. We got the 4-cheese pizza, and it was on a cream base, which was usually not what we go for, but it was really, really tasty. Wood-fired, hand-tossed, and just a really cozy, intimate atmosphere like most Paris restaurants. They are very small and close together. And it was fun chatting with our waiter and just meeting the staff and having a good time. A really, really great night.
Portland, forever.
And today we made our way up to Shakespeare and Company bookstore, and this place is so magical on the inside. Unfortunately, they don't allow any photos or videos, so I just got the exterior. But if you're in Paris, I highly suggest you check it out. And it's right across the river from Notre Dame. Gotta love me some good Gothic architecture. Notre Dame was completed in 1345, and it was still closed, unfortunately, from the fires in 2019, but it'll reopen this year, and it's looking great. Baguette culture. I love all the baguettes in Paris and had to do a sketch homage to really tip my hat to the baguettes. And the kid here, a wizard, definitely a wizard. When my wife did a Sketchy People sketch, we saw this kid and he was kind of yelling back to his parents, "Roo la la, roo la la," and he had a sing-songy kind of quality to it. Quite the memory for sure. I don't think I could ever get tired of looking at the Eiffel Tower. Opened in 1889, it's the tallest structure in Paris at over 1,000 feet, which is basically the same size as an 80-story building. It lights up like this at the top of every hour at night, and it just stops you in your tracks. It's really magical. Yeah, this Portlander used an umbrella. Note, I will not use an umbrella in Portland, but I had to in Paris because we were on our way to some awesome late night jazz.
Laissez-moi vous présenter la batterie. Rafi. À tout
All right. Feel all right. I guess all vacations gotta come to an end at some point. These shots are from Charles de Gaulle Airport, and they kind of had a cool retro vibe to it. Really enjoyed it. And we took a flight from Paris to Salt Lake City, and I saw one more Sketchy People for the vacay. What a good trip.